everyone, welcome back to Gardener Reviews. Once again, out in the tool shed. This week we are talking painting tools, painting products, things that I have kind of found lately in the last couple of years that have helped me kind of elevate my game. I am not a professional painter, I'll be real clear and upfront with you guys, but I've done a fair share, especially in the last couple of years, and I actually do really enjoy it. And so I've been trying to find products and tools and techniques that kind of help me do a better job. And today we're going to be talking about some of the brushes that I absolutely love. First things first though, it has been rainy here all week. I don't know when it's going to stop. We were getting snow, now we're getting rain. It's been crazy. Sorry, I'm sure you just heard that. This shed roof is not fully insulated, so you hear a lot and I do apologize, but I have limited time to shoot these videos, so we're going to do it anyways. Hopefully you guys can hear me well enough, but otherwise we'll just continue on. So today we're going to be taking a look at 3 different brands of brushes that I have absolutely just fell in love with over the last couple of years, doing some exterior painting, interior trim work, all kinds of stuff, touch up, staining, all that kind of stuff. Of course, these aren't stain brushes, but any of those projects I've done a lot recently, and these are the 3 brands that I would absolutely recommend to anyone, 100%, no doubt about it. So first things first, we're going to jump into, this is Corona, and the poor handle's all blackened up there, but this is a small little Corona brush, and this one in particular is the Chinex material. Corona, it's pretty interesting. So their brushes, I saw one at a store and I was honestly like, it seems like a lot of money for a brush. It's like more expensive than a Wooster, and maybe it's good. Turned out it was extremely good, and I'm glad I gave it a try. These are expensive, most of these brushes are, but definitely, as with a lot of things, you end up kind of getting what you pay for if you spend a little bit more on a brush and you properly clean it when you're done using it. This one didn't get cleaned very well, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened that day, but you clean it really well, you're going to get a really long service life out of it, much longer than a cheap brush. And so in the end, you're actually better off probably spending the money, getting a really good quality brush, taking care of it. It'll end up being cheaper, and you're going to get much better results. I promise you that, no doubt about it. So this is the Corona. Again, this is a Chinex bristle. If you're not familiar with Chinex bristles, this is basically if I remember right, a DuPont product. It's a synthetic material, and it's extremely stiff. It loads pretty well, stays nice and straight, but you can kind of, there's plenty of other videos, I'm not going to go into it in depth today, that will kind of describe kind of the different brush materials and what you would use them for. But really, anything from the Corona line, they make stain brushes, they make nylon, Chinex, all the different materials. They come with a nice stainless steel, I believe that's a ferrule here, and then they also come with kind of like a variety of different shaped handles, so you may be able to get like the same size with the same bristles and then different shapes. So depending on how your hand and how it feels in your hand, you can kind of get a little bit customized there, which is really cool. So these though, absolutely phenomenal, and these were my favorite brush, bar none, until this one showed up. So the Picasso. This is another brand. I had seen it a couple times, had never tried it. I'm like, I've never heard of Picasso and I have no clue what it's about, so I'm just gonna stick with brands I know, and I'm really bummed that I didn't. This thing is amazing. Now, I recently used this on an interior project. I was just cutting in, doing a lot of like touch up and trim work, stuff like that, and I was trying really hard to have just a very nice, smooth, clean finished product. I didn't want any brush marks in it, and this thing was absolutely amazing. Now, I don't actually know what the material is here, and I don't think Picasso really, they don't really give you any good information. They basically call this, I'm going to look and see if they have any, Advantage PBT filaments. So, I don't know, we could probably look that up and maybe get a better idea, but it is some sort of synthetic material. It's not Chinex, maybe it's some sort of like nylon, Tinex or something like that, but anyways, it works incredibly well. This thing loads really nice, And once you kind of get the technique down, again, I'm not a professional, but once you get that technique down where you're brushing, this will lay out paint beautifully smooth, especially if you get a good quality interior like trim paint that dries a little bit slower and will kind of like self-level out. This thing is absolutely amazing. Again, another product that I'm like, man, why didn't I try this sooner? Seriously. This thing is simply awesome. This one is 2.5 inches. I do believe they come in a few different sizes. They've kind of got this cool oval shape to them. But man, I run angled, but this is absolutely awesome. I don't know how this will work with like exterior paints. I'm not sure. I should check into it. Again, I just used this more recently on a project and was absolutely amazed with how well this laid paint out. So this is probably my new favorite brush for some specific applications. It's a dream. So that's the Picasso. There it is. And last but not least, Wooster Alpha. Now, I have tried Purdy's, I've tried some other brands and stuff like that, and I'm sure the Purdy's are great. I don't care for them personally. I don't know what it is. I can't even put my finger on it. There's just something about them. I don't really care for the way they brush out. I know there's a lot of guys out there though that absolutely love them and probably get great results. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But the Wooster, for me, especially their Alpha line, is a great brush. This one I've had for quite a while now. I've done a few pretty good sized projects with it. You can see it's I haven't always taken the best care of it here. I got some leftover residual white paint on there, but I do my best to try and clean these up properly so that they do last. This is a great brush, and this was actually my go-to brush until I bumped into the Corona, and now it's been kind of superseded by the Picasso. But if you can't get either one of those for whatever reason, the Wooster Alpha I would absolutely recommend. It is a great brush, loads extremely well. Like, you can get a lot of paint in there. It brushes out very nice. Of course, with this, you're going to find it probably in more stores, more locations. So it's a little bit easier to source, and it is going to be a little bit cheaper, not significantly, but a little bit, a couple bucks here or there. And then, of course, variety of sizes, variety of different brush filaments. But this one, so the Alpha is technically, let's see if it says. Yeah, it's not going to even say. Maybe on their website it would say what the actual filament is. But they recommend it's all paints. Paints for the smoothest finish. It's walls and trim is kind of what they're going for. It's a pretty firm filament, but I don't think it's quite as firm as like an actual like Chinex. So I'm not sure what it is, but it does paint incredibly well. So those are kind of my top 3 paint brushes. Again, if I would recommend to anyone, if you've never bought a really nice brush on your painting project, trust me, just go out, do it the one time. You're going to get so much better results. And then especially if you start combining that with some decent techniques, there's plenty of videos out there by painters to kind of show people how to do that really well. I'm not a painter, so I'm not going to even attempt it, but take their advice and then get yourself a decent brush. Start with at least a Wooster, or if you're really fond of a Purdy, maybe start there, and then if you're willing to spend the money on something like Picasso or Corona, and there's probably some other brands out there too. So as a matter of fact, we're going to kind of end that right now, and I'm going to say, if you guys know of any other brands of brushes that you absolutely love, that you think are in this caliber, this kind of three brush caliber, let me know. I would love to try some of them out. I know some of these brushes just get crazy expensive. I think these are right around the upper teens, low 20s, something like that for a lot of these. Some of them get, upwards closer to $100, which is, yeah. I'm not good enough to actually use a brush that good, so we're going to leave that there. But if you know of any other brands that you would recommend that I maybe should try out, please leave me a comment down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'd love to hear your experiences with Picasso, Woosters, Coronas, maybe some tips and tricks for me and the community. I would appreciate that. Again, I apologize about the rain, but if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, I do appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.